Also, tukirudi huko kwa here on pretexting, here there's a technology that has come, like someone can send you a message. I Stena can send, for example, Nancy a message. I'll use some technology to send him that so that Nancy can receive a message as M-Pesa. I personally sending a message. So that one works over the same. So when you receive such messages, you can take care, because I've seen someone working like Betika. You have one and they have automatically nakuja kama Betika, but sasa ni social engineer. Then we go to quid pro quo. Yes, a social engineering attack where it's a variation of baiting also. Hapa inakwanga ya win for win. So here an attacker will promise a service or benefit when you comply with the request of him or her. Then here someone can give you something, then in return, here ni exchange, in common like barter trade. But it is very difficult to realize this, but you have to be very careful. Tutaangalia kwa protective measures. So the other social engineering attack is what we call is tailgating. Tailgating, this is very easy. No skill needed here. Just ujanja, just here an attacker, a physical. This is like a physical attack, where the social engineer will gain access to the restricted areas by following an approved employee and piggybacking on their credentials. Like I had a friend of mine some time back when I needed some canteen login details. Those were freelancers can understand. So, and it was giving me these details. And when they expire, I was, Nanini said, yes. So, and sometime I was like, how do you get these details? Then Aleniambia, he decided to tell me that one of his friends is a freelancer and he always pays for the login details. So his work is only to check when he's logging in canteen and he gets the details, the credentials to log in, and he sells to us. So that's an example of tailgating. Then we go to reverse social engineering. Under reverse social engineering, the attacker convinces a target that they have a problem or issue, and the positions and the attacker will position himself with a given solution. Here, you as a target, you will have a problem or an issue, problem like logging into Facebook. Then the attacker, wanaona wase wengi wanalia mambo na Instagram, something of the same. So the attacker will only, if I was attacker, I only become like a support, and you give me credentials. I ask for credentials for email. Mnanisikia?
Yes, sorry for that.
Okay, thanks. So here, reverse social engineering, here someone will act like a support, tech support over the same. So like here nimewambia the Gmail, you give me Gmail so that I can secure your Instagram account. So when I get your Gmail, I can access your PayPal, I can access your Facebook, I can access your other accounts login, your other accounts like Facebook ziko mingi, hata social media platform credentials, your school portal I can access. So here is what we call spear phishing. And this is what I love. Spear phishing is the easiest. Spear phishing as an attacker, spear phishing you can't miss your target easily. Why? Because you will send a same email. Let's say an example of an email. You will send an email to your target like, Nasi, you have an urgent PayPal transaction, and use the link below to receive the money. Nasi will click the link direct. The link will take him to PayPal. When Nasi gets to PayPal, there's no money automatically. So when Nasi gets to PayPal, I'll be getting the credentials, her username and password. So that's what calls spear phishing. Spear phishing It's very, very, very hard to miss your target. I will see how to prevent it. Then we'll see the social engineering tools. For those who want to join the cybersecurity field, you should have these tools to perform the social engineering. Unaweza test nini kampuni something of the same on these tools. You can use Nextfisher. You can Nextfisher these tools Nextfisher, Zfisher, Division, Kingfisher, most of them. Hata kuna burner phones here. Burner phone, by the tracking a burner phone is one of the other things. You can record devices. Those people speak passwords and the rest. Cameras, hidden cameras, you can track us. So other on these tools like Nextfisher, Zfisher, these tools will help you to create a fake Facebook login page. And when you give your target the link, your target this at the moment your target logs in using the link. On the other side, as a social engineer, what you will get are those credentials, the password and the username. At the same time, not only that, whatever some tools here like Nextfisher, if you set your lab properly, you set your lab, okay. If you set your lab vizuri, so like Nextfisher, whatever the target is operating on Facebook, on Twitter, you will be getting them on your terminal, on your lab. Also, the feature works the same. You can explore them in GitHub. You can Google for more, YouTube. Okay, we'll see about it. Then next we'll be seeing about on how to how to prevent and protect against social engineering attacks. You can see a safety first. Some quick tips. You should think before you click. Before you click a link in your email, before you click a link in your WhatsApp, before you click a link in your Facebook or Twitter, think where the link is going to. You may click a link that seems to be like, what can I say? It seems to be yani link iko vizuri, yani iko genuine, like a genuine link. But it's not a genuine link. It might be redirected to somewhere where the social engineer will be able to get you. And then you can research on the sources you are interacting with. Have background information. Don't deal with a website that you don't know. Don't deal like there was those people who do what we call Bitcoin mining. There was a website that I saw that is real Bitcoin, but so for someone. So after people inventing there a lot of money, then the owner decided to close the website. So research on the sources that you are interacting with. You might be interacting on a different links on a different web page, and on that web page you may be like your credentials, your passwords, your personal information, personal data. You are like even your pics that you post over the Facebook, those are private. Those are personal data sometimes because you have the nini, you are the one to allow people to see them. So it's like your credentials. Some you will not you cannot allow people to see them in the public. So do not at the same time do not download files you don't know. Do not download files you don't know. Here you cannot download a file and steal cookies. I don't mean cookies like session IDs. You can understand those people. Session IDs are when you browse over to say log in PayPal. Let's use an example of PayPal. When you log in into a PayPal or Facebook account, the session IDs are stored, and those people do autosave password. They are stored. So when you may download a file and then it might export your credentials, those that are saved, and offer some devices that are fake. Here, someone may intend you like 500 GB data over the same, and you get into a trap for the social engineering attack, for the social engineer. So these are some quick tips. These are these are simple things that you should think how someone can hack a human mind. And so social engineering is about matters of hacking a human mind. So preventing them at the same time is the reverse of it. Before you do something, take time, think, make an opinion. Don't rush. Don't rush. Protection ways. Number one, delete any requests for personal information or passwords. Over the same, if you have a Facebook account, Instagram account, there's no way Instagram themselves can approach you over email, over call, over WhatsApp, to ask you for your credentials, your username, password. Why? Because they themselves they have your credentials. So any request for personal information and passwords, it's not genuine because those people are given website, are given social media platform. It has the passwords they themselves reject offers of web. Most of here social engineers can offer to help. They can target a simple target, and you are in. So most of the offers that you get into, think twice. Think it twice. Never run into a trap of a social engineer because of not making a proper decision. Because as you can see, some engineers will offer to help you as posting a tech support. I give you an example of when someone wants to retrieve a stolen Instagram account and it comes to you or he faces an attack, a social engineer by mistakes. Somebody automatically, the first thing someone is asking for is a Gmail. If there is a two-step verification, then two-step authentication and stuff, then for him to retrieve the Instagram account. So be careful on the same. Keep software up to date. Softwares are kept are updated now and often because technology every single second, every single minute technology changes. So and attackers get high. Criminals, cyber criminals keep increasing every single second. So your software, give it updates, give it updates regularly because there might be an update to prevent a certain attack. And since you deny or you have something of the same, then social engineers will be able to get into your softwares or into your credentials. They will be able to hack you very easily due to using of outdated softwares. You should also pay attention to what you do online. Carefully inspect the universal resource locator of our website that you land on. So whatever the hell that you are doing online, whatever you are browsing, change unafanya online as a person specifically, give attention. Think. Don't rush. Don't click, don't click, don't click. You may click something, you be redirected over something that looks genuine, that looks legal. At the same time, when you land there, by the way, when you land on a hacker, social engineering something like when you target somebody and it comes into your hands, it's very easy. So what you do as the one who is targeted over the same, take time. Think. The main point is think. And have extent. Sometimes you Google over the same things. You should Google and have some knowledge over the same. Stay cautious on your password. Those people have auto saving of passwords. This is where this is where it comes in. When you browse, people browse, tuseme umeingia PayPal, you have joined your Facebook account over the laptop, and you just run an auto-save password. When you save password, you will save your password for Facebook, for Twitter, for PayPal, uh, for your student portal, for your working portal, for those who are freelancers, for your freelancer.com, Upwork, and the rest. So when you save this, and there's some time by bad luck, a social engineer, a human hacker with bad motives gets into your Gmail. There's a portion where your password will be listed. So once he or she gets your Gmail account, you will have access to all these passwords that you did auto saving. So most of us that do this, please let's avoid it. Kuavoid maneno na social engineering, this hacking of human mind. The next point, we should secure your devices. You should be able to install, maintain, and update regularly on your antivirus software, firewalls, and email filters. Check on your antiviruses that you use. Don't use second-hand antiviruses. Some of them may be malware, and the rest. Set your automatic updates if you can, and only access secured websites. Most of there are those website that they, as we know, website zinaanza na HTTP, your hypertext transfer protocol. So the HTTP, we have HTTP and HTTPS. So HTTP is not encrypted. It's not a secured website. HTTPS is a secured website. So consider on what you are doing. And when you take risks of unsecured websites, consider VPN and private networks. This will help. Always be mindful of risks. Get ready. You might click something, there you are. So double check, triple check any request you get in for the correct information. Look out for cybersecurity news to take swift actions if you are affected by recent breach. I love this. I have subscribed to more than 10 cybersecurity news over the same. So they keep updating. Their data breaches. Kwanza kuna ya Facebook, they keep updating. You can know what's happening on the cybersecurity and the tech world field. You'll be able to expand your knowledge over the same, and you can be able to identify yourself. You check on what has been stated, the type of attack, the type of data breach, and then go back, check yourself. Measure yourself where you are on the attack. Will you be able to prevent yourself from the given attack that has occurred somewhere? Okay, another one. Never give your private information. When an unknown person calls or emails you, think before you submit your data. I told you behind there's no single day, there's no single second you can expect, or otherwise you can expect Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to call you or to email you to give them their personal password, to give them your personal password, credentials, username, password. Never, because they have them already. So this is where spear phishing comes in. I told you spear phishing is one of the worst. Ni ngumu kuhepa spear phishing, by the way, because someone can use an email that relates to Safaricom, that relates to PayPal. Kama ya PayPal ni support PayPal, then you change it, PayPal support 001@gmail.com, and there you are. So be wise over the same. Mambo na cyber security. So I think I'm almost coming to the end, and to answer the questions, keep sending your questions in the chat box. Expanding your knowledge. Cyber securities are very well in the field. Not speaking over the social engineering only. That is a simple field. This is a small field. So to expand your knowledge, you have to Google simple stuffs. Play CTF, capture the flag, YouTube tutorials. Sometimes when you have time, check in, practice those things. But for practice, chunga usishikwe. The Cybercrime Act is very clear. It's very clear. I'll show you down there. Teamwork. Teamwork is one of the number one. I can rank it number one because I've experienced the same. You can never run a cyber security. You can never expand your knowledge in cyber security as a single human being. Never in this world. How? No, not easy. So teamwork is kitu ya muhimu, because even Nancy can do what we call can do let's say program. If Nancy can program Python, I can program Java, and Brian here can program what we call C. So when you come together, you see what I produce. So at the same time, here in teamwork, if Brian is experienced in social engineering, Nancy is experienced tuseme Brian in phishing, nani ni baiting, nani tuseme mwingine tuseme ni quid pro quo over the same. So when you come together, your knowledge will expand. And whatever Nancy will do, whatever Brian will do, and whatever I can do, haziwezi fanana. There's something that Nancy can do, I can never, even if I practice aje, siwezi fikia hapo. And something that Brian can do, hata sisi hatuwezi guza. So teamwork ni kitu ya muhimu, because mtu akigundua kitu mpya can teach others. Mtu akigundua kitu mpya anafunza wengine, na kama hujui ni rahisi sana kujua hapa. So this will help us in expanding our knowledge in the cyber security field, social engineering at large. You can Google most of those examples. Those people have been arrested over the same what they did, check their background, how they did it, best ways to prevent them, and the rest. So you can see I've been taking you on cybercrime. You can see when someone computer fraud tuanze kutoka chini, cyberbullying. When you're caught in cyberbullying, of course, cyber security is a good field. People enjoy hacking. Hacking is something that is very sweet. Passion. Once you get in, it's very difficult to get into the outside world. Hata utasahau tarehe ya leo. You will even forget your governor. So when you see cyberbullying down here, cyberbullying, when you are caught by bad luck over the same, 20 million or 10 years in jail. Computer fraud, 20 million, 10 years in jail. Computer forgery, 10 million, 5 years in jail. So you can see how painful it is and how risky it is. Child pornography, this is 20 million, 25 years. You can do it both directly or indirectly, child pornography, dark web, or sometimes you can be caught by bad luck. People get caught. False publications, fake news, as 5 million, 2 years. Cyber espionage, this is 10 million and 20 years in jail. False publications, this can be done by bloggers. Most of us are bloggers, chini ya maji. So, unauthorized disclosure of password or access code. This is very easy. You can disclose someone's password or access code. So many websites over the same. So it's a fine of 5 million, 2 years. Illegal devices and access codes, it's 20 million or 10 years in jail. Unauthorized interception. Unauthorized interception is 10 million, 5 years in jail. Are those people who like Wireshark and can hijack what people are conversion, and at the same time una decrypt unapata vitu wanaongea. So ukishikwa ni 10 million, 5 years jail. Unauthorized interference in 10 million, 5 years jail. Unauthorized access. Wala watu mnaingia unauthorized access, like this is normal hacking. You access something without being authorized, unless it's black hat hacking I'm speaking of. So black hat is what I'm speaking of, like unauthorized access. Most hackers, black hat, I never authorized, because mtu ana access account yako. Someone access Facebook account, Twitter account without given a permission. So that's 5 million kishikwa ama 3 years. This one depends. So any questions, you can unmute. Mwenye kuna swali anaweza unmute.
Okay, thank you, Alvin. Thank you for the amazing session. I think I'll take up the question session, the part. So there's a question from Peter Ian. He has asked, could you please tell us some of the best cybersecurity resources we can use to learn about cybersecurity news and updates, including YouTube, sites that write articles, and podcasts?
The best way to run best way to run cybersecurity, there's no best way in fact. Kitu ya muhimu ni passion. What rides everything is what we call passion. Ukiwa na passion, then everything will be easy, because you can go to Google, you can Google social engineering. What will it tell you? Nothing, because umepata, lakini kama una passion, it's zero work. Cha muhimu ni passion. Ukipata passion, nafika Google, una Google. Ukijua kitu, find out how it's done. Kama umegundua, I remember giving just an example. I remember first virus and recreate malware. it was like it attacked me. Na somebody who gave me a toxic, nitampea nafasi awambie. So when I came across this, I was wondering how did it work? So I changed my phone. Of course ilinizimia simu. So I decided like how vile iliundwa. So when nikafanya research until I made my own yenye karani kama hiyo. Kwanza more powerful. So cha muhimu ni passion. Ukiwa na passion, everything is very easy. You can check on YouTube. There are tutorials, there are tutors in YouTube who teach over the same. Many. By bad luck, my YouTube channel was brought down and I lost hope in YouTube. And you can make over 50 tutorials, and there was like something. It was something. People, I had many subscribers. It was promoting. I had practicals, phishing and hacking. The rest practicals. So it was brought down. So unaweza check over their tutorials, unaweza subscribe articles, unaweza participate kwa hizo CTFs, unaweza ingia WhatsApp groups. Kuna a lot of WhatsApp groups. Mimi nakwanga over 200 WhatsApp groups, WhatsApp za tech mostly. So unaweza ingia huko, unaweza gata some information, umecheck on participating group, unaweza angalia. So pia you can access dark web at the same time. GitHub you can access, you get information. Thanks. Next.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think I can add something about the podcast. There's a suggestion I've seen in the chat section. Someone suggested Darknet Diaries. It's quite a good one. And there's also another podcast, the Social Engineer podcast. It's also really nice. It's one of the most important maybe podcasts to look into, to recognize and mitigate the effects of socially engineered crimes. There are quite a number. There's cyberware, we have the cyber law podcast, we have security now. So I think what just Alvin said is there are a number of resources online, from the podcast to the YouTube channels. And also I think with COVID and everything that has been going on, there's also been a number of discounts and also some courses that are so free that you can maybe learn on upskill with time. So I don't know if Tony has something to add. Tony. Okay. So I don't know. Okay. I don't know if there are any other questions. Kindly there.
Okay, niko na maswali inbox naona mengi. Those tools work on which operating system? You may use Windows, you may use Linux family, but I prefer Linux family because honestly, I'm a Linux family. Nini natumianga Parrot. So Linux, you can use Linux, you can use even your phone, you can Android terminals like Tamax and the rest. I think Brian, you answered. Then next, I can see someone asking, how can someone reach me personally? Okay, andika namba yangu kwa chat box. Next. Programming. Programming is at the same time ni passion. Programming is one of the headaches. Mnaonanga programmers wanalia. So ni passion. You can learn from. Unaanza simply from HTML, ujue kufunga na kufungua, opening and closing those brackets. You may be advanced CSS, JavaScript, utakuwa umepanda tu. Like even Python is very easy. So programming is very easy. Okay, another question? Naweza unmute uulize swali kama kuna swali. Can I use Parrot for it?
Chat, Alvin.
Yes, sir.
Somebody's asking you, can I use Parrot for ethical hacking?
Parrot. Ethical hacking, this is where tuseme ni allowed hacking, tuseme authorized the hacking. Is a hacking for the better of our softwares and the rest. So Parrot is a Linux family. So you can use Parrot, yes. You can use even your phone to test a software. You can use a lot. Operating system ziko mingi. like hata niona ingine ita sijui Mountain What dark web sijui kama imekaa release. So there are a lot of operating systems, even Windows. But Windows, the sector kuinstall nini Python, it becomes a hell for most people. So that's why I prefer nini Linux family, because some like Linux comes with most installed tools, therefore reducing the fatigue to install those tools. Is the Linux family a more secure operating system than Windows? Linux is an open source family, so open source something like that. So it's not more secure than operating system than Windows. Linux is for security firms. Mostly it's used by security firms. So as a cyber security student, as a cyber security profession, so I prefer to advise you to use Linux. But of course sijakataa Windows. Unajua this debate on Linux and Windows huwa ishangi. So but I love Linux on the cyber security field because most it comes with the installed tools and like ukipima na Windows haina hizo tools. So I prefer Linux family, Parrot, Kali Linux, Ubuntu for beginners, then unaweza advance polepole and the rest. Which tool can be used to spoof SMSs, send ID? Which tool can be used for spoofing SMSs? There are a lot of tools. Kuna ingine ya Tamax inaitwaje? SMS something. So ziko mingi for spoofing SMSs. Ziko mingi. There are a lot of them. You can Google, unaweza angalia hata GitHub. Ziko mingi. An open source one. Are there Linux tutorials? Yes. Nani Rusty, there are a lot of tutorials. Pale YouTube, pale GitHub, pale Google, pale hata Facebook unaweza zipata. Tutorials, there are a lot of them. A lot. Hata utamaliza. Kuna ingine niliona hadi bini 50 hours. I was wondering, there are a lot of tutorials. And I prefer by the way kutumia tutorials. Those tutorials make everything become very easy over the same than Google, because tutorials is like practical. It's like a practical. It's like something like practical. Ni kama sasa nimeongea social engineering because I've been introduced. Next time tuseme by God willing nikikuja like kurun practicals, si mtu ashaelewa. So practicals will be something very easy. Unaangalia tutorial ya mtu nafanya practical. You check on it, practical. You can use Windows then install. Okay. How can one bypass? Like tuseme unafanya cross-site scripting on a website, utabypass aje? According to you must be a penetration tester. There are a lot of tools to use nini website. I prefer nini Babsuite. Babsuite community is one of the best and testing websites. Nitaweka namba yangu utanifuata hiyo nitakuonyesha. Personally, ya cross-site scripting ya website because it requires a lot of it. Next question. Acha nitume namba yangu nini chat box.
Well, I don't know if there are any other questions. You can just maybe type them in the chat box and Tony can maybe read them out. Tony, I don't know if you have anything to add. Maybe.
Nancy, please. I can give someone Toxic, I think is in. Naweza pea mmoja nafasi ongea. One of my brothers in the cyber security. Toxic, unaweza ni mute. Toxic, Brian. Kama network yake ni mbaya tena ame left. Okay. Nancy. Ndio.
Okay. Tony, take over.
Okay. I can see a comment from Rhoda. You can use Windows, then install Kali Linux or Parrot from a type of a hypervisor. Okay, yeah. For if you're just getting started with the Linux operating systems, I know it can be quite overwhelming. So you can try doing what we call virtualization. So like you run an OS inside your current Windows OS. So you can use tools like VMware or VirtualBox, which you can have a guest machine like Parrot or Kali, and then and then you can start now your hacking if you really don't want to like do maybe a multi-boot or install the operating system as the main OS in your machine. There's somebody who asked about bypass WAF, web application firewall. Try a tool called WAFWoof. I think, okay, I came across it and just try that one. But there are many others. Let me see another one. Somewhere I wanted to add. Okay, these two questions from John, Joy, and Ian. Can I use Parrot for ethical hacking, and is the Linux family a more secure OS than Windows? Okay, in terms of the security of the OS, okay, Linux is regarded more secure, but I think this all comes back to you as a person, because because you can be using Linux, but you have not taken like all the precautions. Maybe in terms of updates, you don't like do the normal update from time to time. Then maybe you're not checking on your ports, which ones are open. And the same with Windows. For Windows, actually, I know most of you, if you're on Windows, when Windows say they want to send you an update, you always say maybe later. I think there's those options, maybe install on later. Yeah, mainly you say later. So I think in terms of the security of the operating system, that comes back, that depends on you and how like you are like taking care of your operating systems. In terms of the Parrot for what they call hacking, the Linux family itself, we have like 600 operating systems under Linux, and then we have those which are specified for ethical hacking and penetration testing, security auditing. So Parrot is one of them. There's Kali Linux. Okay, for beginners, I would really recommend, if you're just getting to the security field, I would recommend the Parrot OS. Okay, I find it more user friendly compared. Okay, for those who started with Kali Linux from Kitambo, when we were downloading Kali Linux 2017, you can realize the way they changed the user interface, the desktop environment from, I think it was Genome then to XFCE. Okay, for me, I am seeing like inakuwa ngumu in terms of installation, and then there are some tools that are deprecated. Maybe like at times, I think even the current Kali Linux like doesn't come with even the tools like if config, like it's already deprecated. Net issues. So I always recommend you start with Parrot, then you can now come to the Kali Linux itself. Are there any free study sites kama Coursera? I think most of the guys, you can also actually contribute to this. If you want to study, there are so many. Even Udemy, you can find the free courses there. You can go to, there's also a site that I saw, like they have paid courses, but there's a way you can just actually access them like for free. It's called O'Reilly. There's also, you can check on Simplyland. They have a YouTube channel. Another one is Plural Site. Yeah, you can also check that one. Okay, the suggestion there, Cybrary. Yeah, there's so many. Or you can go to Telegram channels. There's Telegram channels where you find guys like they have leaked Udemy courses, which are like paid courses, highly paid courses in Udemy, but no, people have leaked them in the Telegram channel. So you can also check their like channels. You can just search for something like ethical hacking and such. Okay, any other questions? You can just like type in the chat or raise up your hand or just unmute.
Nimeona msana anaulizia like inbox about practical session. I think we'll arrange over the same. Practical lesson, but it will be like a disclaimer. Let's say a disclaimer for education purposes only, because ukishuka mimi utaniona. So that's what I'm telling you. I will arrange over the same. Toxic nimeona amerudi. Toxic, unaweza unmute? Mwenye kuna swali anaweza endelea kuongea. Anaweza uliza.
I can see a comment from Anderson. You can secure your auto-saved logins by creating primary master passwords in Firefox. Okay, personally, I wouldn't recommend you saving your passwords in browser at all. Try getting the password manager tools. Those you can get a tool like LastPass. Actually, just try LastPass. Let me type into the chat. Because I personally have faced issues saving passwords in the browser, so I didn't really recommend, no matter how the security maybe the browser offers. Yeah, so just try like the password manager tools or extension. There are so many, but the one I would highly recommend is the LastPass. And also avoid using the same passwords for your site. Just generate the password. Then this tool LastPass actually captures it, and then you can just save it. So don't use like the same password for every site. And yeah. What password managers would you recommend that work across multiple devices? As LastPass was recently limited to just one device. What if you just use two-factor authentication for each site? Okay, I think the first one from Ian Peter, you guys can contribute. The ones that you know of, I know of LastPass mostly. In terms of two-factor authentication, the problem is not every site will offer that one. You see, there are those actually the sites dealing with maybe like cash transfers, say a site like PayPal, freelancing sites, okay, and others. They can have that the two-factor authentication method, or actually even more. But now there are some sites which are just like a one-time login. You just need to use a Gmail and a password. So I think, okay, two-factor can be okay, but not for such sites. No, it will be a problem. Okay, you guys can see you can use tools to bypass web application firewall such as bypass WAF and WAFWOOF. Yeah, so you can see that one, guys. Okay, I see somebody this is my inbox. What problems did I face when I saved passwords in my browser? Okay, what happened is actually it was okay. You see the problem with saving your for me it was Chrome. For when you're on Chrome, okay, the moment somebody tries to access your passwords from the login, from the settings of that particular browser, it will actually ask them for the main password of the machine. And unfortunately for me, like, so somebody had already managed to capture my password through, what do you call it? Key what? Wait. Alvin, remind me of jina. Mtu ana capture keys zako type.
Keylogger.
Yeah, keylogger. So the moment it asked the person the password, you already had it. So inakuwa ngumu. Then issue ya Gmail. You know, Gmail like inasync across everything, most of your devices the moment connect. So there is a way pia inaweza sema nataka nimekitumia kwa my laptop, hata inaweza letu passwords pia nimesave kwa phone, so itanionyesha tu zote in case mtu manage kuhack my Gmail, he will also have access to all the passwords zenye ziko saved there. Okay, this I think goes to everyone. Can you talk about the writing of reports on bug bounty? What should it contain? Okay, this.
Okay, acha nijibu hiyo. Bug bounty, once you have detected a bug, there's a process. Kuna process ni kama like ukiwa freelancer, kuna cover letter unapeana ndo like ufanye nini ndo upewe kazi. So at the same time huku bug bounty unaangalia una process, you can write what effect ya bug, ni low, ni medium, ni high, ni critical. Unaandika, unaweza describe, unaweza peana ka evidence kidogo, at the same time unaweza describe vile inakuwa, over the same mwisho unaweza describe what effects ina cause and how they can solve it, possible solutions. I think Collins, you are answered.
Yeah, that's a good explanation. Yeah, and also Collins, you can follow up. We also have bug bounty sessions. We actually had one before. I think the first ones, I think the guy talked about this. Any other question?
Kwanza like inaweza advise wala wenye utumia Instagram accounts, because nimeona most of people wenye amekuja kulia ni retrieve accounts, most of them wajaka two step nini authentication. That's a very important thing. It's a very important security nini option. Don't miss it. However you come out to step, don't miss because when time comes, ile Yesu alipelekwa msalabani asijui vile kutenda. Okay, toxic naona anasema network anaweza ongea. Toxic can mute.
I can see it says he has a network error kwa chat hapo.
Oh, na participate next time practical. Kama anaweza waambia Toxic angewaonyesha hivi vitu vizuri. Is one of the most experienced social engineers I have ever come across. Though he's a white hat hacker, I mean ethical hacker. So angewaonyesha mambo na social engineering, but next time amesema practical. I think atakuwa ameprepare vizuri. Pia unaweza sema aje? We did simple experience with Toxic. Kuna jamaa mmoja yuko hapa Viki akona session nyingine ya cyber security angemiss hiyo because malecturer wako alimkujia. So Viki nini Toxic, me and Viki a simple story. Sometime back at school tulikuwa mabeshte, hatukuwa mabeshte initially, so it was like tukiwa group. Toxic akanipea kiruzi kazima simu na mimi nikajibu. Took some days nikajibu pia yake kazimika. So it was like a cyber war. After some time tukaitwa shule moja, so it was like tukakuwa mabeshte. So cha muhimu ni Viki came in, so teamwork and nitamove mbele because projects you can do penetration testing, you can do freelancing over the same programming. Shule sijasema mtu aache shule. Nimeona chat fulani inbox. Mimi sijasema mtu aache shule. I love school by the way. It was missing class. So chenye mnasoma shule, kama unafanya IT, maths, IT, computer science over the same and related, na kama uko na passion chenye unaona mahali, kama umesoma C programming umemaliza, chapa project ya C programming. Na ukimaliza hiyo project, ingia maybe freelancing field ya C. Unaweza write scripts over the same, unaweza fanya stuff kama hizo na ulipwe. Kama umemaliza Java, unda nini applications. Kama umemaliza tuseme ni Python, unaweza unda hata tool ya ethical hacking. Kuna yangu ya wifi lakini bado sijaiclone vizuri. Ni hivyo tu. By the shule, msiache shule. Chenye unasoma, make it practical. And the same time unakumbuka Cybercrime Act. Before you do anything, kumbuka Cybercrime Act. Ukishikwa chako na background, atakutoa ndani. Kuna swali, summary steps to reproducing back.
Okay, allow me to interrupt you, Alvin. Well, I think Leo has replied. He has given Collins, you asked about writing reports for bug bounty. He has kind of given like a summary of what you need to highlight. That is a summary, steps to reproduce, impact, and references. And yes, it's been an amazing session. And there's someone I would love to say hi. Stella, please say something. She's part of She Hacks, and it's such an honor having her for this session. So if possible, Stella, maybe you can say hi, and Tony, you can take over. Maybe if there are no other questions, maybe we can conclude the session.
Hi team, I'm happy to see you guys are really interacting well and sharing very valuable information. The speaker, you've done a good job, thank you. I've also learned a few things here and there, especially on bug bounty. And there's something, I believe it was, who was speaking? I think Alvin, trying to say that, make your course practical. Yeah, but there's this feeling sometimes when you're in school that it's all theory, it's all exams, but, at the end of the day, ukiambiwa, do this, write this script, show us a project you've done, you really can't confidently show it because, you just did it for the sake of doing it. And please follow that advice. Try your best to go out of your way to make your course practical. And whatever you are interested in, trust me or another, you can earn a few coins on the side. So good job. Thank you, Nancy, for organizing this again. Thank you, Maria. And I'd like to encourage all of you to participate in speaking. And this being the second session, I believe, official second session. Good job, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Stella. Thank you also for joining us. Tony, you can take over. Maybe if there are no other questions, you can conclude.
Naona swali hapo iko direct. As a computer science student, Alvin, how much does the course contribute towards a career in cyber security? Honestly, sijui kama ulikuwa nikiingia. Personally, mimi nakuanga I think tulienda 1.2. Nakuanga fresher, tulienda 1.2. But cyber security nakuanga passion yangu. So, computer science contribute, sijui tuulize Tony ndiye anaweza jibu hiyo.
Okay, yeah. Computer science, how much does the course contribute towards the career in cybersecurity? Okay, like for me, I did computer science, but let me say the school itself, I could offer like, okay, like there are like university offering courses in terms of forensics and security. So where I was, it was only computer science. So I can say the main thing happening, you see, cybersecurity entails so much. Even your programming skills, they come into play here. So as you just study the course, try and practice whatever you learn. If it's in terms of programming, say you're doing the web languages, after you have got like a good grasp, now try go into the security field and see how you can implement such also there. Yeah, I think it's just like relating what you do into the security field. Now what you do in computer science classes, now you relate that to the security part. I can just say that actually. And also like now, but you'll now need to, okay, let me say if you're only taking computer science and there's no like other courses in terms of forensics and security, okay, you need to learn also like security kando in terms of you just get other courses zaidi. And yeah, because if you're doing maybe web development, you also need to add some things to do, okay, around the same web development that you will be taught in the com science classes. So you also need, I think you need to take a step ahead and also try to get into the cyber security courses. You also do, I think you also do some networking there. That networking comes into play into the cybersecurity field. So you can just relate.
Okay, thank you, Tony. I think maybe I can add something on that question that about computer science. I do computer science as well. So I think something that I would recommend and I would encourage is just be intentional with your learning. You know, we're not going to disregard that everything that you learn in class is not what you're going to use in the field. It is. It's just that it's foundational. So it's up to you to like take the extra mile to actually gain some of these skills because I believe right now we are in a digital world. There's so much information out there. And also with programs that SheHacks have provided, you'll be having sessions, you will be trained, you'll be given guidelines, you'll be getting resources, all this. Kind of just incorporate all this from what you learn in class, the additional lessons or classes that you take on your own, and also the support from the tech communities like SheHacks is doing to support you in your journey. And also I would recommend just go all in. You know, just go all in. No one came to this world knowing everything. We are also learning. You will always be a student in this field. So don't feel maybe you don't, I don't know so much and I don't know where to start from. We've been having sessions surrounding that, and we're happy to guide you. So yeah, I wish you guys all the best. And as like I said, we are here to support you. As SheHacks, we're here to give you guidelines and help you to maybe bridge the gap between what you learn in school and what is actually needed in the field. So yes, that's all I can say.
I think Nancy has answered that question actually better. They can see a question here. My quiz, while using wireless attack tools, should you have a Wi-Fi adapter? Okay, this is actually what I do mostly. So yeah, I can just say, yeah, you'll need one. And not just a Wi-Fi adapter, a Wi-Fi adapter that supports both monitor mode and yeah, actually that's support monitor mode, because you find basically the most of the Wi-Fi adapters you find in your laptop, they cannot be used for capturing packets. And also, even if they can, at times, okay, you can find ones that can actually capture the packets, but you also find a problem where the moment you put your card into monitor mode, you can't access your internet. So if you would have a better, like you'd be on a better side if you had another adapter, so that when one is doing the capturing of packets, you need, like, use the other one to maybe do your research and also yeah, and such. And the other thing is the frequencies. It's either the Wi-Fi currently, it's either in 2.4 GHz or 2.4 GHz or the 5 GHz. And then mostly you'll find, okay, currently I can see the most of the latest laptop models and laptop models actually, they come with the 5 GHz supported the card. But now if yours doesn't support 2.4 GHz, you can, I mean the 5 GHz, you can just try get an adapter that does that has both the frequency support. There's actually one which I can highly recommend, because you'll get so many in the market, but there's one, let me just get the name and then I'm posting it there in the chat. Oh, I can also see you have you have an answer from Leo. Yeah, I would highly suggest you have an adapter if you're really into this. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? I think we can wind up.
Thank you to everyone who's attended. I'm so happy that so many people participated and there were so many questions for the speaker. Thank you again, Alvin, for being the guest. Your session was extremely informative and very relatable, because we've all seen some of these issues happen to us, or happen to someone we know. So thank you for teaching us how we can prevent these things from happening. And thank you, Nancy, for organizing this, and Tony for answering the questions for us. So yeah, thank you again, and good night to everyone, and thank you for attending. Nancy, if you have something to say, please.
No, actually, I don't have anything to say. I'll just say I'll commend everyone who has attended. Thank you once again for attending, and I would encourage you to keep on attending these sessions, because it only gets better with time. And with the sessions that we've had and the sessions that you're going to have, they're just going to be better and better and better. And I'm hoping you all benefit from this, because that's the whole idea behind the campus program. And thank you. Also share with your friends that the sessions are coming up. And yes, thank you and good night. I think Tony will finish up for us.
Okay, thanks so much, guys, for attending this session. Next, okay, we also have a community session on this Thursday. You can check on that. You can check out that one, and also we meet the next Tuesday. We have good sessions arranged for you guys. So just keep up the psych.
At last, thanks for the organization of the organization. Let me call it the NGO. Thanks, Nancy, and the rest. Tony, thanks. Nice to meet you. Have a nice moment.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, good night, everyone.